Hello, everybody. My name is Zahara, and I'm part of the group that's doing the nonverbal communication in the digital age. Today, we're going to talk about what it means. Basically, the nonverbal communication, it means sending messages without words, like body language, facial expressions, tone, etc. Why does it matter? Nonverbal cues are just as important, sometimes even more than verbal communication. The transition to digital today, we use emojis, memes, GIFs, and they act as the new body language online. We have different types of nonverbal communication. We got kinetics, like body movement, gestures, and postures. Facial feature is basically the movement of the face that convey emotions and reactions, for example, like happiness, sadness, anger, surprise. And then we have paralanguage, and it's the vocal elements that accompany a speech, but they're not words like tone, pitch, and pacing of voice. And then we got proxemics, the use of personal space and communication, like standing close to someone may show intimacy or aggression. While keeping a distance can also indicate formality or discomfort. Basically, like the use of space and distance. And then hepatics are the communication through touch, like handshakes, hugs, pat on the back, affection, and things like that. Why nonverbal cues matter? 65 to 93% of communication is nonverbal, and it depends on the situation, obviously. Nonverbal cues show emotions and intentions. They can strength or contradict spoken words, and then they also help people interpret messages correctly. Thank you.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Nathan Vo, and today for my group presentation, we'll be talking about nonverbal communications in the digital ages, but more specifically, my role in this presentation, I'll be talking about how miscommunication can happen online. So I'll be splitting this main topic into three segments, the first one being a lack of nonverbal cues, emojis, and tones. So according to journals.lww.com, they state that social media is a miscommunication. Social media miscommunication refers to situations where messages, informations, or intentions are not conveyed or understood as intended due to the nature of online communication platforms. They also state this can happen for several reasons and that it may be due to the lack of nonverbal cues, and that in face-to-face communication, a large portion of meaning is conveyed through body, language, tone of voice, and facial expressions. Versus on social media, these cues are absent or limited, making it easier for messages to be misinterpreted, which have a greater consequence on a person or organization. And this I 100% agree with because on the nonverbal communication, especially the digital ages, you are so limited to what you have and how you can express your messages. This leads us to emojis. So although emojis may be cute and a fun way to express yourself, often enough they are ineffective and can result in misinterpretations and miscommunications. So an example of this would actually be on TikTok. So I was on TikTok this one day and I was scrolling just through my For You page and I came across a video where a person made a video about his loved one passing away to maybe receive hope and positivity. So then I went to open up the comments and then I saw somebody in the comments wrote RIP with this crying emoji right here. See, this was intended to be a crying emoji, but I guess over the years it transitioned to being more of a laughing emoji. So whenever went to look at the response under the comment, it was just a bunch of people getting mad at the user, saying that he was immature and rude to comment that. So even though I knew what he was trying to say, emojis can definitely and easily be misinterpreted and lead to the wrong things. And then next, we'll be talking about tone. So tone is a huge issue when talking about nonverbal communication because unlike face-to-face communication, where you can adjust the tone of your voice based on the messages you're trying to tell or exhibit, nonverbal communication, that aspect is almost completely abolished because you just can't talk the way you are in person. And this makes it harder to communicate, increasing the chances of miscommunications. So overall, a nonverbal communication can be a great and effective way to communicate to others. However, it does come with its cons, like as I just previously explained.
In the digital communication, we use emoji, GIFs, and reaction to add emotional context and tone to help our messages, making them feel more personal and expressive. Emojis are one of the most digital cues, the most common. They help us to convey feelings that text alone can't add. For example, a smiling face emoji, instantly softens the message, making it sound friendlier and more genuine. Similarly, if someone shares sad news, if you respond with the sad face emoji, it shows empathy and compassion. GIFs are another powerful tool. These short animations are a fun way to express emotions and reactions. For example, if something exciting happens, you might send a celebrity dancing GIF, which conveys excitement better than words can. On the other side, a face palm GIF can show frustration or disbelief in a humorous way, which can add a bit of lightness to the situation. Reactions like a thumbs up, love, or a wow are commonly used on platforms like Facebook or Stack. They're a quick and efficient way to acknowledge messages or post. For example, great accomplishment, you might click the heart reaction to show support. On the other hand, a great thumbs up might just signal agreement or acknowledgement and can be used in a more casual conversation. So, yeah, these digital cues play a big part in a role in how we communicate online as they help add clarity, emotion to our messages.
Hi, my name is Georgia, and now I'm going to explain the real words impacts and examples. So, we talked about emojis, and today I'm going to talk about how they shape the tone and emotion of the message. So, the impact, it helped convey tone, mood, or sarcasm that plain text might miss. An example is if you just write sure and a dot, or you add sure and a smiley face. The second feels friendly, while the first one must be read as cold and annoyed for a lot of people, which could often lead to miscommunication. Some people just don't use emojis. Typing indicators and read receipts. So the impact is it will shape users' expectations and emotional responses. And one example is when you say something very important to someone, or you're waiting so long for someone to text you back or give you an answer, and you see it seen 2 hours ago. That could lead to anxiety and confusion.